Now, amid a very hostile rate environment, some Kenyan banks are paying a lot more attention to ways of boosting non-interest income. In the case of Barclays, it expanded into insurance as early as February this year and then complemented that with a renewed focus on SMEs and Islamic banking. When I spoke to Jeremy Awori, Barclays' Managing Director, earlier today, however, he was reluctant to discuss the performance of the firm's drive into bancassurance.
I think everybody wants to know that, and they forget that we just started this business this year. Yeah, so we're not really at liberty to say the numbers per se, but suffice to say what you will see in our non-funded income growth line, insurance was a contributor to that growth. What I can say is directionally, we think that it will be an exciting new revenue stream as we grow forward. And we're seeing that business starting to grow, because there's various parts of the insurance that we were getting externally that we can now do in-house, and that will give us commissions as we move forward.
Speaking of increasing your revenue streams, I noted in the release you spoke about bancassurance, you focused on SMEs and mortgages as well. But one of the things I remember coming up in your annual report last year was a focus on Islamic banking, expanding your offering in that particular segment. How's that going? There's
been a lot of work to really understand what customers want, and will be shortly announcing even a new bouquet of products that customers, I think, will find exciting. When we looked at it, we found that in the market there weren't as attractive asset-structured Sharia-compliant products. So in the near future, we'll be actually announcing a new range of products that customers can actually come in. And I think it will tie well, in particular, to the asset finance strategies that we've had. We've opened, obviously, as you've seen, an asset finance center of excellence in the industrial area. So I think we'll start adding those products into that asset finance structure, because the good thing from an Islamic perspective, there's a core asset involved.
So risk management is usually a lot easier in that context.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there are going to be new products that are coming. I still think that it offers both Muslims and non-Muslims alike an interesting array of structures that they can consider. Because I think people think it's only for Muslim customers, not necessarily the case.
How are you dealing with that perception problem?
I mean, we just explain it to our customers. I think maybe it's a perception issue for customers, but I think now as products evolve, then people will say, is this a product from a belief or a faith perspective that you want, or is it just a structure that you like? And I guess the customer will be able to decide.
Why grow it organically within Barclays, or not just acquire one of the two Islamic banks in the country?
I mean, that's always something you need to weigh out, and you need to figure out if an acquisition is actually going to be accretive in terms of value to the shareholders. Yeah. Right now, is it a huge business? It's not. Yeah. And the question is, you've got to weigh that out against aggressively growing organically. Yeah. So whenever you think about an acquisition, then you have to think about going through appropriate due diligence. You have to think about whether the culture of that organization would be a good fit with our organization, yeah, and then also the premium and whether it will add value to the shareholders, and that has to be compared against as I say, the organic option. As at now, I think we wanted to also make sure that we were clear internally before we look at that option. And I think as at now, we're more in favor of the organic, the straightforward organic growth. I think that can deliver up to our ambitions.